Hello and good afternoon. Hopefully, today I won't be streaming the ending screen for half of the day. Welcome to the Sentinels of the Multiverse Workshop stream, edition 30 or so. It's been a while. Thereabouts. I think we've been doing this for about half a year, maybe. And so, yeah, we are continuing on with Steam Workshop development for Sentinels. I am John, lead developer at Handelabra, and things are closing in. So what are we up to? Let's get into it. Say hello in the chat if you would like to ask a question or just chat about what's going on. That is welcome. Lou Dolphin is here, subscribed for 26 months. Amazing. Thanks, Lude. We are happy to have you here, as always. Okay. So, oh yeah, one thing, if you're a Cauldron person, this bug has been fixed and will be in the next update. And I have been working on, there's various bug fixes and things going on, but I've been working on this skyscraper variance thing. And I've pretty much just finished up Completionist Guy's changes. And what those were, let's go to the character card controller. Basically, this code around here that had to do, it was all like, saying if it's skyscraper or extremist skyscraper specifically, was looking for those, and I made it more generic, like representative Earth. So it just like if it has a shared identifier, then we're going to use the code for that, basically. So we're gonna grab all the cards and put them off to the side or whatever needs to be done there. So that should both work for new variants of skyscraper as well as generalizing it for if you have another character that has a swappable card similar to skyscraper. So what I want to do now, I have updated my little mod here to just have a unit test for that, and that seems to be good. And so what I want to do is just double check it in the UI as well. I don't think, the only thing I did here was change the test. So let's go into the game and test it out. I think my little mod is updated with that skyscraper character because we were doing it with Social Tribunal, right? So let's just make a game with Completionist Guys and have him swap out with Skyscraper. We can just set up a new game like normal. The old Baron Blade. We want regular Skyscraper. We want Completionist Guys. And someone else in someplace. Baron Blade's gonna Baron Blade. Deviously disrupts. No problem. Alright, Guys is going to use the power and store Skyscraper in the collection. We're going to switch to Centrist. I can actually even, that doesn't work. Does that work with her? No, it doesn't. That probably never worked. And we switch, and a lot of interesting. It showed the cutouts several times. I think because maybe of the new stuff, or maybe, I'm wondering if we go back and we choose Extremist, we get the same thing. Yeah, we can. I think we can probably. That's based on what the engine is doing to like create those cards. I'm guessing we can suppress that. So, just got a message here I need to answer. Okay. Yeah, let's do this and choose centrist. I just have to note a meeting here. 1 second. Cool. Okay. All right. So, use the power. Did guys end up getting super ultra or something? No, that's okay. We'll just skip through to the next turn. So we got centrist here. I just want to like, by using undo, I can save and load basically. So we still have centrist here. We still have regular skyscraper there. We can maybe go huge. That switches correctly. Seems good. And then we get back to Guys' turn. We can switch out again. Actually switch to extremist and see if that, right? That should work too. Yeah, hasten doom. Threaten monolith in your face. Bare blade. Hasten doom again. I was wondering if he would do this. Hasten doom again. Who stacked the deck? No one. That can happen. Same odds as... No, 4 Hasten Dooms. I should save this random seed. I wanted to find a random seed where this would happen. It's the second turn, not the first. But... it's like a 3-hero game with Baron Blade. Where's the seed? Too many logs. There it is. I'm sure searching for a seed where Hazen Doom comes up anywhere 4 times in a row. Baron Blade versus 3 heroes. 4 Hasten Dooms on the second turn. Put that in my back pocket for later. To have someone be like, who stacked the deck? Actually, I wonder if setback Fumbling Fool, so that would be only 3 in a row if you played Fumbling Fool, gimmick a character, you could actually get by them. But you're not going to play those against Baron Blade, right? Right? And then another mobile defense platform? Okay, this is the best Baron Blade seed. Baron Blade actually being pretty difficult here. So let's skip that and let's replace centrist. Oh, interesting. It didn't let me choose extremist. Why not? That would have to do with the UI not returning the right thing, right? It might, there shouldn't be an assumption about that, but I wonder if that's a separate issue. Yeah, let me look at the, well, let me go back and clear the log. It'll be easier to look at. I forgot to clear the log. Clear. So in the box, Skyscraper. She shows up here in the first check. All of those are in the box, including the other sizes of centrist, which is fine. Because we're looking for like which hero here, just that there is something that we can pick. But then allowed here Skyscraper, that's right. And we say that huge is in the box, or sorry, regular Skyscraper in the box, but then it says that this isn't, but it should be. So let's see what's happening there. Yeah, I mean, we need to, is it not, that variant was available, right? It was unlocked. Maybe we'll just throw another extra couple logs. See if this is where we're stopping. We can just continue the game here. Is it being stopped by guys, or is it being stopped by something in the UI? That's what we want to know here. All right, so it's when we go to this step. And it said that normal. All right, so normal didn't pass, tiny didn't pass, huge did pass. Extremist, normal, tiny. So extremist, huge did not pass the criteria. So the issue is within guys, which must make him feel bad. Let's close everything else. So this is going to be in the criteria here, right? This is indented too much. Card must be same hero selected, but not the exact same card. Right. Right, so if it's got a shared identifier, oh, right here. We're passing in extremist skyscraper huge character. And it's saying, does extremist skyscraper huge character contain the promo identifier or identifier of the one? Right, so these are just not going to pass. The thing we need actually is that it's not that contains, right? There's another, this identifier is always the same, even with the promos and stuff. So what we need to check is, does it have the same identifier as the card? So selected, just make this easy for me. Hero identifier. Hero dot selected card dot qualified identifier, I think, which is going to be Skyscraper or Skyscraper normal character. I'm just going to put these in. It's going to be, for this case that we're looking at, it's going to be the huge, for example. Oh, I went to the, this is wrong project, there we go. The shared identifier is right. Same between the three swappable cards. The same across variants of that size. It's tricky. So if it's the same size, right? That's what we contain. And the problem is we just get a string here, right? Look up the definition for past string and see if the identifier is the same, because we're using like string checks here, which is not going to always work. Neck. Basically, we're looking for selected hero, right? Hero dot selected card dot parent deck dot get all card definitions dot where. And we're looking for the qualified promo identifier. No, we want the, well, we want to add in the mods too. Mod helper dot get promo definition. I think. Try Trying to keep this straight in my head is tricky. So S is the card that we are considering. So we want... Yeah, we want to look up the definition for that. First or default. And S is going to be a qualified promo identifier. Equals S. And then we can say if def is null. Return and def dot identifier equals selected here identifier, right? I think. Let's just run the guy's test here. Right, and I get some tests that don't go through because of saving and loading. Okay, so let's update that and see if we're getting the right. We should get a choice here, right? That's the... We're not getting a choice because there's only one option. Because it was saying extremist one didn't work because of that string check. We would have had to do this if we had another variant of Skyscraper anyways, right? In the game. There just happened to only be one. Impressive collection. Okay, let's... No heroes that can be chosen. Okay, well. We did something. We made it not work. We made it completely not work. Yeah, it said they all don't pass. Okay. 99 bugs in the code. So what are we looking at here? Maybe we just log this out a little bit. Because... Like, we need to be able to find the definition of this thing, right? Is there something else that's looking it up? Let's just try this and see what we... Because we should be finding... We're obviously got something mixed up in our logic here. We should be we're finding nothing, but we should be finding something. Confirm. All right, so let's go back to regular Skyscraper because obviously that's not working. So the selected shared identifier is centrist Skyscraper character. The selected hero qualified identifier is interesting. Now we found the definition for Skyscraper normal. So we did find the definition for that. We found the definition for tiny, found the definition for huge. We found the definition for extremist. So it's this last check. This last thing is wrong. And what are we checking here? Oh, right, because that's... So what are we saying that our selected hero qualified identifier comes across as workshopping, but we actually don't want that. I think we just don't use qualified identifier here. Because we don't want it to be qualified. We want it to be the same. I'm not sure how well this will work with cross mod multi whatever, but let's, if it works for Skyscraper, I'm happy enough for today. So it's complicated stuff. I got the credits up here for some reason. Just happened to click on it, I guess. Alright, choose this. Hey look, we get to pick between the two different huges. That's what we want. Let's switch to extremist. It is extremist. This stops working. It's interesting. Just as the next card continues to be huge, huge, and huge. Then he's gathered. Actually, that card should be normal, regular Skyscraper, not centrist Skyscraper, right? It changed this card incorrectly. That's something we can check in our unit test, I think. Because right now he's got regular Skyscraper and... Yeah, I noticed regular Skyscraper appeared there for a second, right? So something wrong happened there. So, okay, well, let's go back and look at that then. So I'm also concerned that this criteria thing might not be correct for Oblivion switching and for Celestial Tribunal, but we'll get there. So let's go just commit this change because I think it's a good change. Yeah, I needed to add this for reason. Add. Doesn't really affect anything. And yeah, this is fix identifier criteria for skyscraper. All right, so the problem is, let's just build this in debug here and go to our mod. Do I have another? Oh, this became the Unity one, right? Yeah, okay. Let's go to my mod. And so I basically copied the test for completionist guys. Or sorry, for completionist guys and extremist, and then tested it to make sure the variant one works. But I didn't test them both. Oh, and we have a bug in here now. This was working before, so something changed. So what's happening here? So we are choosing centrist to replace skyscraper. And it's saying that it chose extremist. Why? That is not the decision that I passed. That could be from this handle hero cards in box. Let me just uncomment this. Right. All right, those are in the box. All right, this was working. I didn't change much. I guess we're not getting back in the box for that, and I wonder if that is because of this logic here. This can be .get all card definitions. So we're not getting the mod definition back properly here, right? That has to be what it is. Oh, I mean the identifier criteria. Right, that's passing promo identifier or identifier. Should that be passing the qualified one? Is that what the UI is doing? I mean, it ought to, right? think. It ought to be using the qualified one. Okay. Now it's happy. Did I break the represent reverse stuff? No. Okay. I'm not sure how it worked before, but it's working right now. So let's just make a new test because extremist. So we want to switch to centrist and then also now switch to now switch to extremist. Don't care about proportionist. And then the original one should still be under guys, right? Guys should have both regular and centrist. Huge under him. Actually, it was a different case, right? I switched to normal and then swapped it out, but this should also still work, right? And then basically just test this, and then we'll test that other specific case that we saw in the UI. But if this doesn't work, then... So this does work, and that's the right one. But the problem was... switch to normal. Should have right? He should have both of those. Yeah. Well, it was getting mixed up now. A different case, right? Why don't we start with this? We'll change it up here. So normal. Switch out normal. Skyscraper. Okay. Then let's just do this first. Right. These are wrong. This should be... The huge should be here. And the normal should be under guys. Oh, right. Make sure these are accurate here. Nope. Hug character. All right, so now normal is under guys, and the other ones are off to the side. And then the centrist is the one in play. Variant, huge. Should have regular, normal size, and centrist, huge size under him now. Right? So we want to switch to extremist normal. Or sorry, extremist huge, right? Yeah, extremist huge. Then the sky normal should still be underneath. The variant huge should be underneath. The extremist should be huge. And we can add in the checks for wherever everything else should be where it's supposed to be. But yeah, this is the problem here probably. The skyscraper normal should be under completionist guys, but it's not. And let's just add these checks here. And then we can make sure that these are correct. Huge, normal, tiny. Extremist. All right, I think these, let's just test these lines. Make sure that extremist is coming in correctly. And she's not. Yeah. So something is going wrong here. The normal centrist is being huge is being swapped with extremist huge, but the normal is being swapped to the regular, and so is the tiny. So that's not correct. So we need to see what's going on with the guy's code there, and that's only going to show up with mods because we don't have other variants of skyscraper here. So this is going to be in the logic where it actually switches. Here. So we get a little logging here. Is this? Yeah, this is this log. So the shared identifier of the selected card is centrist. That's the one that we're replacing. Then all of the off to the side cards are the tiny. Right, and we're swapping them with the wrong card. Because there's more than one. And this is just returning back the first one, but it's not actually the right one. There's more than one. This is not good enough. It should be in the off to the side, right? I guess we can go find card. Can you pass it? Can only pass identifier. Yeah, so find cards. Yeah, it'll be an off to the side, right? I guess it could be in the under. It could be under dot get cards. Get cards where? Yeah. And this was looking. I mean, this works if there's only one, but there is more than one. Like find card is just checking identifier equals identifier. I mean, that's obviously part of it. I think it's and c.shared identifier also has to match. And we can add a check here, safety check here. So we don't end up passing null into this. Maybe we'll something like that. Okay, let's build that and run our test. Still failed. Could not find Guys' copy of the card. And this is actually earlier, right? Yeah, this is back up here. I mean, that card is supposed to be there. Get cards where? What does that do? That just does get all cards. Okay. So adding in that extra check, like if I get rid of this, that first part should work. We fail in the later part. Yeah, we fail in the later part now. So why is that not? that not make sense? We've already created the new cards. Oh, it's not the this is the card that is on Skyscraper right now. So I want to find the right one for the old card. Right? No, these are guys' cards. Why is this complicated and hurts my brain? So we're switching out the centrist version. Yeah, I'm losing the plot here a little bit. There's so many different similar things that it's starting to get a little semantic satiation kind of thing going on. Let's see if I can try to... Maybe I'll take a quick break, try to clear my head on this. I'll be right back. All right, I have thought of something that will help. A visual aid. Guys, well, specifically, completionist guys. All right, visual aid time. You won't be able to see it, but it's happening. So we have completionist guys, and we're starting with Skyscrapers Cards. So let me grab the normal Skyscraper. Extremist, normal. Okay. So normal Skyscraper is what we start out with. And at the very start of this test, we switch normal skyscraper with our variant, which I'm going to use. I think the foil extremist. The artwork looks the same, but maybe I'll use the foil of regular. Foil of regular, which looks different. For that. So the normal skyscraper goes under Guys, and he also secretly drops them on the floor. He takes her off to the side ones and put them to his off to the side. And then the variant normal goes into play, and she also has the other two off to the side. So now we come back around and we want to swap extremist. Actually, we switched to variant huge, so this is where the problem is coming in. So now the shiny is in play, and we're down here. So we want to switch to extremist skyscraper. So we want to take the centrist, put it under Guys. Those go to the off to the side, and extremist wants to come into play as huge, and her other ones are off to the side. So the problem that's happening is those non-variant ones are coming back from under Guys, but they're getting changed, but they shouldn't be. Okay, so that may be all in my head. It will help me to understand what's going on here. Maybe. So when we get here, we want to switch out. Do we? We don't actually want to switch out. Yeah, we want to. Yeah, this is switching out the centrist cards that are under skyscraper. Need to move to Guys, because Guys currently has the extremist ones. So that's what's happening here, is we're getting the wrong cards, right? That's the issue. So if I do something like this, and we call this, these are like the new cards, right? Guys, new cards. Let me just log this here. This should be showing both of them for that size, because Guys currently has both of them. So we have to pick the right one. Guys. Okay. And this has always worked before because there was only one option, right? It would never get the wrong one because there was only one to pick from. But now there's two, because we've created temporarily the extremist ones, and they're next to Guys while we're doing this operation. And right, so we are looking to switch the tiny one. The Guys' new cards has two cards: the extremist and the non-extremist, and we are picking the wrong one. And we need to pick the one that matches the card we picked. So actually, yeah. It's the shared identifier of this. New card controller. I think. I mean, it should also be this, right? Did that not work? Because the shared identifier we're logging is centrist. Oh, but it's not centrist. It's extremist. Right. So that's the one we're swapping out. New CC is the one we're swapping in. So I think this is what we want. And let's see if this does the job. And maybe my visual aid for myself was helpful in organizing my brain. Or maybe not. Please work. It worked. Okay. And let's just run the other ones and make sure we didn't break other things. Well, that test might have been failing already. Okay. And let's test completionist guys himself here. All right. I think that was the change we needed. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my cards back in a pile. So let's test that change out more a little bit in the UI. And see. All right, so that was just like basically, yeah, changing that. So let's build this for the UI and test it a bit more, and hopefully we'll be satisfied. A lot of things just happen to work when there's only one of the thing, I guess. That's the trick. Who knows what else is lurking that has that kind of assumption, right? We would have run into this, as I mentioned, if we had another variant of Skyscraper in the game. So without mods. So let's switch this one out to extremist. And we get the sort of freaky deaky cutouts, but we'll fix that. And now, right, the normal is still there. And the huge is there. Perfect. And she's huge here. Oh, and actually that's why this wasn't working. It's because those cards weren't in the right place. They were still next to guys. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna rewind again and swap to normal just to see that does the right thing, that we get two centrists under here. Is that right? I think that's right. What happened? So we're swapping out. I don't even actually know what happens there. So if we're swapping out centrist back to normal, the normal has to leave from under guys. And it gets replaced with the variant. I don't know if that's what is supposed to happen. It's not the end of the world if that's what happens, I think. because, I mean, this has to happen, that her cards go over here. I don't know that it is supposed to happen that he's still supposed to have, should he have this normal card? He definitely should have this huge card. But should he have this normal card? I don't know how that works with Extremist, or how it did work with Extremist. I guess we could try it in the shipping version and see. Pretty easily. We're not playing Oblivion. So that and completionist guys and someone else and something else. If it works similarly, I'm okay with that. If it doesn't, then we'll probably need to make some changes. All right, so we want to replace Skyscraper. Yeah, that actually already happens. That's interesting. And maybe it's new based on other code or something, but maybe I'll make a note. Completionist guys swapping causes weird cutout animation. That's not related to a variant, really. It's just a separate bug. Sure, we can suppress it. So now the normal is under there, and her other cards are hidden off to the side on guys. And they are there because she can swap. Like, it's complicated why they're all there, but they're all there. We need to switch sizes here, so let's go huge. And skip. All right, and so if we switch her back to that, do we get a normal extremist in here? That's the question, right? And the answer is we do. So it's working the same way it did, whether or not that's correct. It's not a new bug, so I'm okay with it. And so back to our test case here. I just want to go a few more rounds with it and make sure nothing weird happens. Besides what the weird just happened that we're okay with, apparently. So, yeah, let's do the swap. Let's do the swap to Extremist. Sure, do stuff. We go to Tiny. Then guys can do the Tiny swap. Skip everyone else. Skip setback, do nothing. I guess using a power would be good, but it's all right. Baron Blade's not going to win the game. Have to discard a card. Oh no. Maybe he will win. All right, let's use this again. And so if we replace extremist, we should be able to choose between the other two, centrist or regular. That works. Go centrist. Then centrist is in play, and there's no centrist cards under here. So I think we're all right. I think we're all right. I don't know about that weird swapping behavior, but I'm not going to ask any questions right now. So this is basically, and maybe I'll get rid of that log. Oh, did I get rid of that? Yeah, I thought I got rid of the log. Guys, new cards. It's showing that. Oh, right. Okay. When switching skyscraper cards, make sure to switch out the correct old card if there's more than one. All right, so that, we'll just double check the completionist guy's test here. Okay. And push that up. Let's make sure we have the latest DLL, and let's take a look at that. So that's done. That also takes care of assumptions about Skyscraper in that, which is not exactly the same as supporting variants for Skyscraper. It's about supporting other heroes with a similar mechanic, basically. We don't have to fix this cutout issue, but should. It also affects normal Skyscraper, so I don't know if that's new or if that's always been the case and we never noticed. Quite possible. Let's see if we can see what's happening here. And honestly, if this is happening with regular Skyscraper, then we don't need to worry about the mod. But it's easy enough to test it this way. So if we replace Skyscraper and clear this and pick one. Yeah, so I can see a bunch of stuff about cutouts happening. So switch cutout, switch cutout. Yeah, it's because of the switching the extra cards. I think this switch cutout card is probably not checking to see if it's in play or anything. It's just like, it's being switched. So what was calling that? UI switch cards action. All right, we can probably stop that. I'm getting a sunbeam. Switch cards action. Update the Skyscraper cutout if she's a hero in the game. Yeah, this. We only need to do this if the card is in play, though, right? And we also don't want to just like we don't want to break what's happening with the boss here. Maybe we'll check to see that the card is in play. Like that. And we should probably only, that probably does it as long as I'm not checking the wrong thing. Let's swap this with this. Yeah. And actually previously it was showing the wrong cutout because it would end up showing a different one, right? So that is great. I don't think that should affect Voss because Voss will be in play. So we could check that, I guess, just to be super sure. We want to go to our Oblivion setup, which I think we have going on right now. Make sure Voss is in play. And make sure we're on the third page. And make Oblivion have 1 hit point. I think that's what we need. And use codebase setup. Error Cauldron. I think that's okay. Punch Oblivion. Voss. Switches things. And has the new cutout. So. Alright. That seems good. So let's go to the UI. We will want to say we update the DLL. And that's just some logging. It's fine to keep in there, I think, for now. And only swap cutouts if the switched card is in play. Cool. And I don't need to keep that. All right. That is good. So there's a few other things that might need to be cleaned up around the UI with the variant. So, because there's other stuff in the deck browser. There's other stuff. This is for the Sentinels. So maybe we'll take a quick look at these things and see if they affect this variant. and we can tidy them up or not, depending on how complicated they are. And that should do it for Skyscraper variant. Just going to take a quick break again after that little milestone, so I'll be right back. All right. Back. Okay. So let's try just looking at this code maybe and see what might be affecting Skyscraper. So I already did a little search before, so I could look up these things a little quicker. Deck browser detail, and we'll look for Skyscraper. Right, so if the deck identifier Skyscraper and the character card promo identifier is null, then we replace things. So that is kind of awkward. I think what this is basically doing is using the shared identifier, right? Unless it's the promo. I think that is what is happening here. So let's see. Yeah. So I guess this won't affect promos because they'll just. This is like specific to Skyscraper, I guess. For whatever reason, we named it that way. So if we go into deck browser and look at Skyscraper, and then we'll go look at our mod version. So multiverse, Skyscraper. Card identifiers, yeah, Skyscraper character, which happens to be the shared identifier, but if I choose variants, we're actually using extremist Skyscraper normal character. So we're actually using just the first character card. Which I think is probably fine. And let's go, if we go to the workshop. And look at, oh, that's that. This one. Variants. Right, we don't actually use the cutout anyways here. So it doesn't actually matter. This literally is specifics to Skyscraper. So I think that is fine. End game credits. Let's look at the in-game stuff here first. UI character panel. So if it's Skyscraper, we create cutouts and so on. I think what we could do here, I mean, this is still going to work, but we could basically have this work on, just from the perspective of the variant, I think this is fine, which is what I'm looking at right now. So actually, I don't know how cutouts are going to work. I guess they just work. Looks like there's nothing specific there but Skyscraper. Character panel location. I mean, it's specific to Skyscraper, but it doesn't affect the variant. This is... What is this? Character panel location. Hero logo sprite. Okay. Yeah, I guess actually one thing that is special about Skyscraper is her cards and things, and her cutouts. So I wonder if I mean, the cutouts seem to be working. They have placeholders, but the tiny one has like a special prefab, but I think that's covered separately. So I don't think that you're going to be able to have a tiny like your own tiny card. That's a bit too much, I think. Like if we look at that in the game, it's got the little like skyscraper riding on the card thing. I don't think that shows up in the whatchamacallit, in the deck browser, but it's under the special card prefabs, right? Yeah. Special card prefabs for Extremist, Skyscraper Tiny, and Skyscraper Tiny. And those just won't be used. So I think those are okay. I think the credit handling is okay, which is those things. Obviously might not be for other multi-characters. Endgame credits, item and credits view. This one is looking about Extremist. So that's not going to work. And this is also looking a bit Extremist. Okay, so let's... Oh, this is the credits for Oblivion, right? Okay. So we might want to look at this. I think these have to do with this, and they might be, this might cover them here too, but I'm just going to copy them here because they have to do with the variant. So let's take a look at these items. So what it's doing is saying credits view and credits items are, this is the heroes at the bottom, and these are the heroes that show up when they get knocked out. And it's just saying if it was any skyscraper, we will show these graphics. And we need to not be like specific to Extremist here, I think, right? Okay. I mean, we can be specific to skyscraper. I'm okay with that. In this case. Because basically right now, this needs to show the normal graphic as opposed to the other sizes. We only want to show normal. So I think actually here, instead of character identifier, let's look at the deck identifier. I guess we can do this in general though, right? And just switch to the normal card of whatever switching thing might have happened. Unless, I don't know if people would want, this is more specific to skyscraper that we want it to show the normal. Maybe with other cards you want them to show something else. And it's also because we have this string that's is that. So basically, if card is promo card, so if it's not a promo card, we want to use this specific string. Otherwise, use the normal cutout. So whatever that is. And how do we decide that? Good question. I think we use card.parent deck. No, wait, that's not going to work, right? Because for variants. So if is mod content, it's extremist basically. Yeah, we want to choose the. I mean, basically we can just say this, but if it's mod content, we want to find the normal one, the normal man. we want the definition that goes with the thing. Like if we look at this, yeah, we want the identifier that goes with the one that goes with skyscraper normal character, right? And it is a card, so we can actually look at the cards in play, right? We can look at card dot turn taker, right? Owner. Get all cards, or get card. Basically, it's that the identifier is this, whether it's whatever kind of promo it is. And then we can ask for the promo identifier of that card. And so we can just get card by identifier. It's by skyscraper character, right? Or by normal, yeah. And that should work. Regardless. Okay. And this is because we named the graphic a thing, basically. It could have been just using this logic too, but it doesn't. It's this. Okay. So that should do it for that, and probably the same logic here, right? Yeah, it's basically the same thing. If, yeah, hero is a turn taker. And we basically do this again. If hero.character card is promo card, or if it's not a promo card, then otherwise this. And the owner is already that. Okay. That should be fine. Should be fine. We'll want to test it. Yeah. Okay. So that should be those credits items. Is there any other end of game stuff? Blip and entrance. I guess we can look at that while we're looking at Oblivion stuff. And we'll test it all out together. We want this in the UI project. Here, if it's skyscraper and it is not a promo, we replace normal with blank. Otherwise, we just use it. That should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, and then just as the last thing was full card panel. And what does this care about? Skyscraper. If the identifier contains skyscraper, that's probably fine. Like technically you could, actually no, the identifier it's just the regular identifier that has to be skyscraper. So yeah, I think this is fine, probably. I think, and we already did a bunch of stuff on the new game screen, so I think this is okay. So let's just make sure the credit stuff works right. And yeah, otherwise I think it would have done something wrong before, right? So let's make sure it does the right thing. Hang on, I'm just gonna check my messages. Nothing big. Okay. So we want to check Oblivion Ending. And so we need to have a game where we win. Which is basically what we do in here. But we need to have Skyscraper be in the game. And we want, actually, yeah, we got rid of that boss thing. So basically we just need to punch Oblivion here. But we need Skyscraper to be in the game. She is. And all right, is this gonna work? Maybe it's already set up. I mean, this might be just regular Skyscraper, but still want to confirm that that still works, right? All right, let's just see how our game is gonna work then. Okay, so it's regular Skyscraper. Oh yeah, Cricket was actually listed in the game, but it just like completely failed to load it and then just ignored that hero. That's kind of interesting. I'm just gonna do that and this. So no mod content here at all. We'll just test it with regular and extremist to make sure we didn't break that. Still got errors, but what are the errors? Still complaining about Cricket? Oh, because probably I have it in the promo list. No? I don't know. Maybe just, yeah, whatever, the mod loading, that's fine. Yeah, we're loading my mod, I guess, and it was like, couldn't find the cauldron, so fine. All right, so we win here, and let's get to the bottom of the credits, and we should see that Skyscraper is there. Boop, 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 boop. And also what we do in this is like add the current heroes as knocked out to test the other part in the editor. So what I want to do is actually make sure that she works from the other size too, right? Like that was part of it. So let's have it go to Skyscraper's turn and have her switch sizes for the knockout. Sky. And just make sure she has something in hand, like left hook. That works. I don't know if I can you turn off those animations of, I don't think you turn off the ending animation. It's so infrequent that it's not a big deal. It's just only when I'm testing here I don't want it to happen. If I turn off the cutscene, I think it still happens. Colossal left hook, switch, punch, win. Yeah, we still get that animation. That animation cannot be turned off. That's fine. All right, I saw a skyscraper flash by there, and there she is, and there she is. Okay, so that's fine. So let's put extremist in, just make sure we didn't break that. Because I mean, the logic we changed was meant to work for both extremist and other promos, basically, instead of being only for extremist. So there she is. Let's go huge. Come on. I don't know why there's like a lag there when we press play. Because I want to just turn my that animation setting back on. What is the big lag when we're pressing play here? Mod loading, maybe? Shouldn't be, but maybe it is. All right, win with huge, extremist. We should see the regular extremist cutouts. In the credits. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Null reference exception. Whoops. Okay. That's not what I wanted. On this line. So that normal card is actually not found. I wonder if this get card by identifier is not find card instead of get card by identifier, maybe. I think that's what the other logic is using, and not get card by identifier. I'm pretty sure this checks just dot identifier. Let's try that. While this is compiling and going, I just want to look for extremist and see if there's anything else that mentions extremist specifically. This is about unlocking the promo. This is about the special prefab for the small card. This is my testing setup. These are foils. Cool. So that, yeah, nothing else is specific to extremist that matters here. Until we ever have foils for mods, but I don't know that we will. Doesn't seem to be a big deal. We punch. Guess I could change it so this animation goes fast in the editor, like the credits does. If I'm iterating on it, it takes a while. All right, no null references. There was Skyscrapers cutout, so that was good. Okay, so just the wrong method called there. Let me just make that a Oblivion. What is that? Where is that ending? Is it? I guess it would be under game over. Action. Oblivion victory. Yeah, and basically, if Unity editor make everything go 10 times faster. It's all very dramatic. But when I'm iterating on it, it's not what I want. Maybe one more. Maybe we just add a little variable up here. Maybe actually this can just be a, doesn't need to be this. Var duration factor. Just do this and then we can not have these other extra bits, right? That seems better. Didn't know there were so many little separate variables, basically. So they'll just be multiplied by 1, or they'll be multiplied by 1/10. And I don't think there's any other duration. I guess these are like durations, right? Maybe it'll all break. I think I need to do this in here. These are timings. All these timings, multiply them. Okay. Super fade duration, but those are all already factored in. All right. Let's see how our quick animation works, maybe. And then we'll put in our mod one. Ba ba da da da. Whoop. Be quick. Speedrun mode. All right. Let's now change this to make Skyscraper have workshopping.centrist Skyscraper normal character. And I think it's loading the mod, so let's see if this works. If not, I might need to make that work. Oh, okay. Well, I get an exception around... Oh, interesting. An exception around getting the custom font. Should fix this first. Get custom font. Oh. And 1083. Looking for, oh, I guess, is this original? Oh, because the original fonts thing is not null. We can just like return null here. For testing. That requires us to have launched from the splash screen, I think. Cool. All right, so our normal one is that pink. Our tiny is purple, and our huge is this huge guy. So that's kind of handy. So we're gonna want to be going to this pink. See this pink version in the credits. That's the goal. And there it is. All right. That works. I just want to maybe just double check my code that it's... Yeah, basically, let's just do a quick null check here. Just in case someone's doing something weird, but that ought to work. But at least it won't crash if that's missing for some reason. Like maybe Representative Earth, it shouldn't happen, but it's only used checking hero turn takers, right? So just in case, it'll at least be blank instead of have a null reference. Okay, so these things are basically ensure correct display of cutouts for skyscraper variants in away end credits. And this is, yeah, just some logging I did, so get rid of that. Null check. And this is just, oh, I mean, that can be stage 2. Add speed up factor for iterating on OA ending animation, ending editor. All right, and that will only happen in the editor, so it doesn't affect any outside builds or anything. So yeah, that takes care of those. These are still specific to Skyscraper, but I think maybe we'll look at it for later. But I think that tidies up this variance for Skyscraper thing. And let's just make sure our mod is updated too. Yeah. Maybe this is basically make work properly with Skyscraper variants, I think. Or with mod variants, yeah. And this is add Skyscraper variant tests. Cool. All right. All right, so we have a couple other things on the list. We have a couple multiplayer things that are a little trickier to deal with. And maybe we'll just do some more improvements to the sample project here for a little bit. Let's get more of the... make this sample project get this closer to being a real thing. Yeah, so actually I wanted to add the random test to the... I can just grab that file, potentially. Let's just go to our mod project. Maybe we'll tidy up the other things here and then look at adding that test in. I think we're pretty close to having this be, you know, something you could actually look at and not recoil in fear. So first on the checklist here is environment cards. Right, our environment only has one card. So maybe we like add a couple cards to it, so it's not just, well, yeah, at least one other card, right? Like maybe a target. I think this actually works, right? Deals damage, has the gain HP. Sure, that's fine. Let's add a target card here, right? So actually we do want the other instance with the engine so we can borrow a card from something. Sentinels engine. Let's grab another environment card from some other environment with targets like the Enclave of the Endlings. I don't know. Groom. Someone like Groom. And oh, I know exactly what this card's going to be. This card is going to be the chatter that wants you to get followers. What's the that spam that comes in? Big followers, big follows. The identifier is going to be Spambot, because this is the dev stream environment, right? It's about what happens. Flavor text. Get big followers fast. Or whatever they say. And it can just do something psychic damage. How about H-1? Keywords. Chatter. Chat. And hit points. There's going to be a bunch of them. So say there's 5 copies of that. And we'll have some other card with 5 copies. So hit points 5. Just go all 5. All right. And what's another? Let's have another chat target that can come out. A modder, right? What's the modder gonna do? Give us free card plays, obviously. It's Slamera. So let's grab Slamera's effect. And let's just say put the top card of each deck into play in turn order, right? Let's do it like what's his name? Set. Play the top card of each deck in turn order. That's complicated because of Oblivion, right? Let's just do it like Slamra. And this is play card now. Let's make it at the start. So it doesn't happen right away. It has a delayed. This has a bigger HP. Check out my new hero deck. I don't know. I like modders. They're friendly. They play our cards for us, right? They do play a villain card. I mean, it's gonna happen. All right. So there's some new cards for, and this could say deal each non-chat target, right? We can demonstrate that a little bit. So dropped frame, instead of each target, do keywords contain chat, not chat. Except it probably should affect chat more. That's fine. Should have a card for ban hammer or something. You know what? We'll can always come up with more ideas. I just add these two just to give a little bit more variety. So we want Spambot card controller. And we want modder card controller. And these all live in this namespace, so we'll just do this. And add that, and add that, and add this. And yeah, then see what they do. All right, so Spambot is end of turn triggers. He's basically Groom, right? So let's pull up Groom card controller. And we can put in the special string. Sure. That is part of demonstrating. And I think this was H-1. Psychic damage. Yeah, pretty basic. And then modder card controller is like Slamra, which has triggers. And it has a response that we're just gonna copy wholesale. Because it's exactly the same as Slammer, I think, right? Oops. I pinned that. I didn't want to pin it. Yeah, it's literally the exact same Skyscrapers. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back, and we'll finish these up. I'm back. All right. So I guess we can put tests for these in. Our test file is getting too big. I guess this is assuming that our top card of the environment is going to be stack deck dropped frame. Otherwise that test won't always work. Guess we should probably start making multiple test files, right? This is not a good demonstration if it's just one big test file. Let's maybe split out the variants into their own test. New class. Call it variant test. And just using everything. And let's just move these other variants tests into here. Cool. And maybe I'll make this one is inconclusive. Failed to serialize, right. because I probably have a save and load in there. Yeah. Yeah, let's split out Migrant Coder into his own as well. Migrant Coder test. The ones that have more to them, I guess. Punching bag and test innate power. And this. And copy over. We could make a our own subclass, but that's good enough for me for right now. That's our variant test. We can close that and never look at it again, probably. And then our villains just have one test each right now, which is fine. Yeah, maybe we'll just put our test of the environment in here. We can just like test out some environment cards briefly, right? Play card. We can like go to start of turn. Play card. What was it? Spambot. Quick HP storage. Baron. Migrant. Quick HP check. We could add like, because it's like H minus, whatever, H minus 1. So let's add some more heroes here. Writhe, or Void Guard with low HP. Unity, the Argent Adept. Spambot does H minus 1. 2 damage. Zero, minus 2, 0, 0. Cool. And the other one plays cards. Modder. So we could like put another MDP on top. Does Migrant Coder have an ongoing? Yeah. Something for Argent Adept. The one that makes him hit himself. Something that I can spell more easily. Musa Ragni's Harp, Zeus Bell, that's easy. insert in play. And we can just like, yeah, say MDP, keyboard, Raptor, bell. And it failed because that Baron Blade decided to play a different card than what I wanted. How about we put in a BB? Maybe the stacking didn't work. BB. Why? Baron Blade shovels the villain deck. Here, let's just do. Go to end of turn adept. Stack them at this point. Oh, but it's actually here where the HP check is failing, actually, isn't it? Oh, Slammer is supposed to be going off at the, or Modder is supposed to be going at the start of the turn. We forgot to fix that. See, our test is working. Shouldn't have happened at the end of turn. There we go. That is what we wanted to happen. Cool. All right, so there are some more cards for the environment. I'm just going to stage all this and say add some new environment cards. Organize tests a bit. Cool. Done. Turn taker controller for the Baron Blade variant. I thought we did that. I guess we did it for our did we do that for our own variant? The real baddies? Yeah. So for our Baron Blade, we have Baron Jeremy, and we didn't make a turn taker controller. Right. So let's do that. Add a class, Baron Jeremy turn taker controller. Baron Jeremy's all about damage, so he's going to play a bunch of Blade battalions instead of mobile defense platforms, right? That's what he likes. We're going to need these. So let's just close these other things for now. And this is a villain or turn taker controller, I guess. Let's just look at what we did for real baddies. Yeah, have the constructor. Oh, that actually already went in there. Oh, that's the character card controller, right? It's like, how did that happen? And then we need to override the start game. And let's look at Baron Blade. Turn taker controller. Yeah. So we want to play, what's Baron Jeremy going to do? Where's our card list here? Promo card list. So we need to specify the turn taker, override turn taker controller on Baron Jeremy here. And that automatically gets turn taker controller added onto it. Yeah, so for setup, let's make him put more things into play, right? All the blade battalions. How many blade battalions are there? 4. So back to this. We can make this an array, right? That can be an array, yeah. Four. Blade battalions are put into play. The villain deck is shuffled. Maybe his hit points will be higher. He's stronger. And he can also be the nemesis of workshopping that migrant coder. And yeah, let's say at the start of the villain turn, Baron Blade deals H fire damage to all hero targets. He's bad enough on regular. No advanced. But without advanced. Flipped body FPO. Sure, we'll think of something for that. So let's put 4 blade battalions into play in his turn taker controller instead. Play all MDPs. Or, sorry, BBs. And we need to grab this and put this in here. Okay. So that should work now. We'll add the other effect in here. So let's go to our variant test and add a test for that. Test Baron Blade variant. Baron Blade / workshopping dot Baron Jeremy character. And let's go legacy and let's go workshopping dot migrant coder. Let's look at the output and see that it's sensible first. Yep, Blade Battalion in play. Our BBs get cards. Blade Battalion. Get cards in play. I guess we can assert number of cards in play. Blade Battalion. 4. Yeah. All the Blade Battalions. Go to end of turn. Baron. We should see all that stuff happening. Yeah, lots of damage from the Blade Battalions. We should make sure that he does that damage. So let's get Baron Blade's character card controller. I'll grab Mad Bomber because he's more similar to that, right? Maybe Jeremy never flips. I don't know. We have to add side triggers. Yeah, he doesn't have to flip the same way as Baron Blade, right? At the start of the villain turn, he does damage. So we're just gonna... And yeah, maybe on both sides. He's defeated if destroyed. Does that work? Is that how we do, like, say, choke point? Yeah. Okay. Let's make a simple thing. Front side, he deals damage. His start of turn is damage. And I think I just said H damage. Yeah. Each hero target. Is hero target. Just is hero is fine. H. Fire. Done. So that should work now. So let's do a quick HP check. Baron, Legacy, Migrant, HP storage, sorry. Quick HP storage. Do you not have a Migrant? Let's get a Migrant. Damage to all hero targets. 0, -5, -5, or -4, because there's Wait, just 2? Let's add another hero. Tachyon. Let's keep it legit. Including plus Nemesis, right? So Legacy takes 4 damage. So does Migrant because he's also Nemesis, but Tachyon only takes 3. Let's check that. Oh. Why was there too much damage to... Like, the check is here. The Blade Battalions go off at the end. Oh, I see. We don't need... This is doing it a whole other round. So this needs to be like this. Start game is going to the start of the villain turn, I think. Cool, that's good. Okay. So what else do we want to do for Baron Jeremy? Say something like, how about if there are no Blade Battalions in play, he flips? Sort of like Voss. We could copy Voss's condition there, right? And Blade Battalion is a minion, right? If we go into the deck list. Yeah. Let's do the same thing like Voss. Okay, back to Baron Jeremy. Gameplay. Maybe we'll do. Whoa. What? Guess. Yeah. Let's make it at the end of the villain turn. So start and end of turn action, I think, is the right thing. Yeah. All right, so let's grab the same trigger from Voss here. But we'll say it's an end of turn trigger. Just borrow, and the trigger type is just flip card, not game over. Because Voss has 2 checks at the start of turn. And this is end of turn. Number of minions in play is just a little helper here that he has. And we don't care about this other part. All right, and let's next turn we can go destroy cards, minions. Next turn he flips because of no minions. Cool. That worked. And maybe we'll just have him be the same HP on the other side. I don't want to program anymore for Baron Jeremy here. I think that's enough different things going on. No icons. That's fine. Good job. It's Jeremy. Maybe we'll add more later. That at least has a little bit, and it demonstrates more of the things you can do. So I'm going to commit that stuff. Expand Baron Blade variant a little bit. Push those up. All right, that's done. Our bunker variant says we need, I thought we did stuff for that, but maybe not. Let's have a look. Draw 2 cards. That seems fine. That's what it does. That seems fine. I guess it's just the icons are wrong, right? Has power. Draw card now. Yeah, and then the in caps are normal. Yeah, that's fine. Just bunker variant, sure. That seems good enough. The team villain variant. We actually don't support team villain variants yet in the UI at all, so I don't know that that is going to be a thing. I think I need to add, yeah, there's a card for that. So that's not actually something that is in the sample because it's not supported yet. The cricket variant, sure, we can make that something. What does it do? Right, nothing. It doesn't make any sense. So let's make that do something. Cricket deals 1 target 10 irreducible energy damage. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's the noisy cricket, and maybe the downside is you only have 10 hit points. 11 hit points. I don't know actually what cricket's stuff looks like. Let's go to the cauldron and look at the deck list. Make it reasonable. That's the Nemesis identifier, of course. Makes sense. Normal incapabilities. That's good. That's good. All right, let's update the code to match because I think right now it doesn't do anything. Yeah, destroys itself. That's actually kind of interesting. And like incapacitate yourself to do a bunch of damage as your base power. But otherwise you would do other things. Maybe something like if damage is dealt this way, we can... If damage is dealt this way, destroy cricket. Destroy itself. Deal damage. Right, we need the thing where you get to pick what damage is a different method, right? Select target. Damage. Deal damage. There's like a... Is it maybe this duck game controller? Deal damage. Yeah. This is the one. Decision maker. This dot character card. Any target. Amount is 10, but we need to make that a numeral. Damage type energy, irreducible true. Optional is not false, and we need to have, or is optional is false, yeah. And we need stored results. And there's no follow-up or status effect. And we need to add the card source. No, just let me do this and then put the using in. And I'm just going to say deals one target. So this you can increase the numeral with get power numeral 0, 10. And we got to run it. And then we have to if did deal damage. And we do this. That seems fun. All right, let's add a test for that. Actually, I don't know if I can test it because I would need to load the cauldron, right? So we're just not going to have a test for it. We'll test it in the UI. You would need to like have your setup thing load the other assembly here or wherever you're doing it, I guess. But in theory, this should work. All right, so this is update cricket variant. And let's try it, I guess, right? We have it built here. I think yeah, we can grab the DLL and whatever. Projects, my mod, bin, debug, my mod DLL. And UI, mods, and I have Cauldron here too, so that'll work. Okay, so let's go into Unity. And bring in that variant. I'll bring in Baron Jeremy and everything too. Why not? I want to clean up the resources too, so we don't have all that random stuff I was using for testing as well. So Baron Jeremy, there he is. Spooky. And let's grab our friend Cricket. That one. And let's grab Wayward Bunker and Legacy, sure. And Migrant Coder. And put it in DevStream. Blade Battalion. I guess we have two downsides for this Cricket. Maybe the HP is too low. We'll fix that. Blade Battalions hit pretty hard, don't they? Alright, let's do 10 damage. Oh, this is dealing damage to everything. That's not what I meant. Whoops. Alright, yep, that wasn't what I intended. Let's do this as a numeral then. Our targets get power numeral. Deal damage, select targets and deal damage, yeah. Then we have the amount. New damage source. Damage type, number of targets. Is targets. I want the other version. Number of targets is targets. Then optional is false. Required targets. No. I guess it's targets. Irreducible, true. All right, that's probably what was intended. And let's make it not have 11 hit points, 25. So you can do other things, but if you decide to use that power, it's a one and done. And yeah, that seems better. And I think I used the wrong method, but let's try. We should be able to just continue the game and we'll have the new logic on the card. Now, yeah, I was like, that's why the show all target thing wasn't working. So we hit Baron Jeremy with this, and we get incapped. Destroyed. And we are incapped. We didn't get our incap image. But that might be just placeholder related, I guess. Cool. All right, so add more interesting power. I think I already committed that, right? Yeah. Let's just amend it then. Cool. All right, so that covers this cricket variant. And so I guess the rest is resources. Does everything else in here seem reasonable? I guess it must be if I didn't list it, but we've got our variants. I think we did all of those in a reasonable way. The Sentinels. We've got the baddies that does a bunch of stuff. It doesn't necessarily do anything on the flip side, but it has some different cards. It has a variant that does things. This basically works similar to Iron Blade, but it's its own thing. The Hug Monster doesn't do a ton, but it does some things. Yeah, I feel like we have enough variety of stuff in here now, and none of it is totally silly. So cool. So where are we at now? Let's just make the resources a little more reasonable, I guess, right? And maybe we can get them up onto GitHub too, as an example, because I have some files here, but they're not sensible really, right? So let's go to our folder here and see what we've got. So I have my source images where I make my atlases out of, and they're like made of like other things. So I want to like include these atlases and stuff, but I want them to not be useless. Yeah, like these are versions of other characters and stuff. We could add in images for our other Baron Jeremy and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want these to be like Unity and stuff like that. And then under resources, we have the atlases we made, as well as our font things just have like this icon that we can maybe make a new icon and use it somewhere. And then we have some large card textures that also don't make sense. And we can probably leave most of them with placeholders, but maybe we'll choose something more reasonable, I think. So maybe what I'll just do is keep this form factor, and I can just draw on it with preview here. So make a square and change the colors. Let's make like, I don't know. Can you do gradients? That would be neat. Don't think you can do a gradient with this. I don't have like an image editing program or anything. Let's do this. That will be the right shape. And grid coder. Sure. A picture of me. I think I have a little comic of me. This. Look at that. It's going to be terrible. Oop. Flipped me. Let's do this. And put it sort of like this. Sure. That looks terrible, but it's a graphic. And let's get back to where we were. And the flip side. Make another box. Put a text. He did. Deck back. Maybe brown. Just with a little text. Sure. And this is a variant. So let's just like duplicate this awesome graphic. And put an emoji, I don't know, or mask. Sure, let's do that. Special emoji and symbols. There's an emoji with a mask on, right? Even bigger. Hi, Def McCup 2000. There's the lockdown. Let's make this one. Flip side. next? He did. At home. And then I have my cards. Sorry, I just got a message I want to answer over here. Okay, back to this. How's it going, Diff McCuff? We're making better images for our mod here. This needs to be a card. Needs to be not this. Whoop. Let's make this. This is punching bag. Let me just make this like a blank for a second. We'll just put emojis on things, right? That seems fine. Boxing glove. Yeah. And worst card ever. So we'll just copy this blank. And do we have a comic book guy emoji? Where's the like nerd? Yeah. And we have other cards now. Of course, you shouldn't be like making your cards like this because you have small cards that you need to make atlases for. But I'm not doing it right. It's fine. We'll just do this twice. Migrant Coder has bug fix as well, and Coder's keyboard, but those can just have placeholders. That's fine. Let's just go with what we have and everything. This is enough of an example that can go with that, right? It doesn't need to be. I think we don't need to have textures for everything, just to have some example of what you do. So small card art is basically, yeah, the same thing. And what I'm gonna do is copy and paste. So let's edit this. It should have been smarter about this, and you should be smarter when you're making your own art, but I'm not. You want to have actual, you know, original art images and not what I'm doing here. Selection. Oh, let me select. Basically, select all that. Oh, and then it's too big. I'm just gonna do this. And Deck back. It's just a box, right? And the lockdown was just like a version of it. Oh, with the emoji. We can put that in. So mask face gone. Perfect. This one. Just make another shape here. Sure. Doesn't have to be anything. Should match the other card, but whatever. Deck back. Let's grab. I think it was just like brown, right? Yeah. Brown. And let's just copy this into here. Just scale it. There we go. And I think I might have a way to do this then. Yeah. Copy this. Make that a little bigger. Perfect. It's the worst graphic design you've ever seen. It fits with the worst cards ever. You know what? I'm okay. It's okay if it's terrible. All right, those are my heroes. And let's regenerate the... I could update this. Sure, install the update. Oh, but you didn't open my file again. I forgot where to publish it. Atlas, Migrant Coder, Atlas 0. Seems right. Save that. All right, so that covers the Atlas and the large card textures. Now we have other atlases. So just go through them in order, I guess. So what's the dev stream? We can like grab some of our stream assets here maybe. We've got like the outro and the intro. Sure. That's for the Oblivion thing. I think that's endgame environments, right? Yeah. Heroes. Yeah, these all need to be changed. So let's make a box. Actually, we can just have it be white, right? It can just be this. Too big. Too big. In theory, you would have like a graphic that you're cropping out of or whatever. And then this one is the variant, so it's supposed to be the emoji on it. That one. Perfect. Flipped can just be basically the same. I know in Cauldron they just grayscale them out. Can do that. Sepia toned. Sepia toned. I like that. Alright, let's export this. In-game heroes. Okay, and villains. So we could add more. I mean, we could add our cricket or whatever, but we don't need to have. Actually, yeah, this one is only for team villains, right? So it's right that it's this. Don't know what the hug monster is. Let's just put a box. I guess it's Seamus, right? But hugs. And make it sepia toned. It's got a little bit of the background. Whoops. Oh well. Well, that one went to the right place. So just make sure that our endgame environments have that, heroes have that, villains have that. Cool. And hero logos are not right. Yeah, well, maybe, well, yeah, let's do the fonts. Let's do the fonts last. Hero logos are on black. So let's go black on black. Clear this like so. And just put some text. MC. Can I move it? And we'll just make this a different color or something. Make it green. Sure. Publish. And so Atlas, hero logos, looks right. Icons. Right. I mean, that whatever icon seems fine. I want my Nemesis icon to be better though. So let's fix that. instead of a blue scribble, or pink scribble that is, let's make a circle that's blue. The tiniest pink thing. And can I just make like an M? An M? That will be fine. MC. Make it a little bigger. Perfect. What an icon. Glorious. Publish. All right. So actually maybe we'll update all of these with the whatever. And I'll adjust the size of it based on my recommendations in the doc. Let's go to the docs. Resource guidelines. Icons. So full card body should be 45 or by 45. And that should be case sensitive, right? Because I think was it not in the other? Yeah. Interesting. Anyways. Well, button general should be 90 by 90, so let's... I'm scaling it up, but that's fine. Full card body should be 45 by 45. Small card keywords, or sorry, full card keywords should be 70 by 70. It's pretty close, it's 64. RSBS, that seems fine. And this should be 90 by, no, keywords is 40 by 40, okay. And I just want to check, where do I use that? Or maybe I don't, maybe I didn't actually use it. Put it in Baron Jeremy. Whatever. Just have an icon used. Sure. And okay, so I should regenerate those atlases. All right, so then in resources, fonts, we've got icons that have the scale that matches up with what's going on a little better. And set up game. These can be copied from the other ones, at least for Migrant Coder. Then we've got, right, the dev stream needs a better deck back. Where's that other graphic? Intro JPEG. Do this. Sure. I mean, I don't know that these need... I'm just going to get rid of these. If they are placeholders, they're placeholders, right? And that's fine. Small card art is done. Villain team intro. Sure. This one can just say hugs again. Just so it has something. And villain team logo needs hugs. Hug Biscade. All right. Publish that to villain team logos. Let me close that dialogue. Okay, then in resources, I think that should be everything. Hugs. We don't have. I don't want just like pictures of Sentinels content in here, so that seems great. What else do I have for resources here? Because I know I have some other stuff in the UI folder. I guess there's the manifest and the preview image. So let's put those. I think this needs to be updated to be not less bad. Sample mod. This mod is only for blah blah. Nothing in this mod is intended to be balanced or playable. It exists as an example for you to start working on your own mod, or to help you. Get the source code here. And this. And that. And these are all the things in it. Credits can have many lines. This line is one of them. All right. Sure. And what else? Cutouts. Deck browser. Deck browser can go in. Ending graphics need to go in there. All right, so we got some bunker atlas here. I think it's fine to just have the, yeah, this is just stuff that can be placeholders right now. Yeah, these are just using the cutouts. These were using the Unity graphics that I don't want to be using. I think we want to keep one sample in. So let's copy these over here and then trim them. Let's get rid of the bunker one. Or actually, maybe we'll keep it and replace the other files, right? That works fine. That can be Muscle Man. Sure. Could have effects layers or not. Villain turn. And villain turn flipped. Wait. Yeah. What did I do there? Oh, that was the damaged one. Villain turn and villain turn damaged. Right. So these can go over there. Like we could include an effects layer, I guess. Maybe just like make it more simpler, like a big circle or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll add it later if I want. I just don't want it to be Unity stuff. So now basically we just have these two that are based on the placeholders, but they won't have any colors or anything, right? Cool. And yeah, let's just, again, grab the one we have for Wayward Bunker. Rename it. And the baddies, I don't want to be, I mean, I could use my graphic here for my cutouts, but I'd have to make it transparent and everything. Let's just change this to be a big circle or something. That says hugs. The hug monster is a big orange circle that says hugs. I love it. And I guess it's got this for this. And I thought that was oh, that's the baddies. The baddies aren't hugs. Maybe we'll put like just a funny star. There's an egg. We'll just copy the egg, put it in other things. Egg get bigger. Cover Wager Master. Flipped. Maybe flipped is a different color of egg. It's an octagon. Purple octagon. Whoop. That's very, very colorful. It's very big. There can be a little bit of smoke coming out of it. That's fine. I don't want effects. Just get rid of those. Villain turn. Egg. And flipped is octagon shape. My art is amazing. You can't say it isn't. And it looks bad because it's cut off at the edge. And these, again, bunker is going to be transferred. Oh, this way. To migrant coder. Cool, those are cutouts. They're what they are. And endings, we need to get over, so let's grab endings. This can just be darkness. If I can like fill. Green with a line. Look at that. And then let's just copy that because it can have a special defeat. And let's put a funny shape in it. Star. And the baddies. Should be. Do I still have my orange egg? Orange egg. Another orange egg. Two orange eggs. Look at that beautiful egg. And if you win, it's a different colored egg. Oh. Eggs. All right. Those are our lovely ending images. We have environment graphics. We're definitely not going to make all of these. Do we have anything else in our stream folder that's interesting? Outro. The schedule. Not really. All right. Let's make this maybe an offensive square. like shapes on it. And need to make 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, bunch, lots of copies. Up to 11 and then start. Guess we can just rename these and say it left a 0. Can I rename? Yeah. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then start. And we can just make these different colors. Saturation down. Saturation up. Temperature down. Temperature up. Tint down. Tint up. Sepia middle. Sepia all the way. Exposure up. Exposure down. Last one. Highlights up. Contrast up. That looks nice. All right, there's our awesome background. All right, what's next? We have our actually music. It's the last thing. And there's lots of extra things that we just copied from other stuff. I'm not going to bother with music in here, I think. So, and then we have a preview image, which right now is a picture of Sentinels. Sidekick. Let's clear that up. Just do that. Is that in the middle? Doesn't look like the middle. That's fine. Cool. So that should be everything. So I'm just going to hang on to this. In the other folder in case I missed something. And we want all this stuff and the DLL. And that should be our mod. Let's test it out. Just gonna check on my chat over here. I got some messages. Okay. Let's take a look at our awesome mod. So, sample mod. Cool. Here's our content. Of course, we probably will like update. Hey, look at my awesome artwork. Here's our variant. Here's our deck back. Cool. The baddies have their cutout. No variant cutout, that's fine. No card artwork for those. Hug Monster has a cutout. Dev Stream has a picture. And we have variants, and I don't think any of them have anything. That's fine. And we do have our little icon here. And actually, Baron Jeremy on the flip side should have his... Doesn't he have his advanced? He should have a icon there, right? Maybe I don't know if I rebuilt the DLL actually after adding that. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't think I did. That's why. Let's update that. And check him again and see if that font icon shows up. And yeah, there it is. Cool. And I just want to check the new game screen quick. Baron Jeremy shows up. Our variant villain shows up. Our hero should show up with graphic. No, he doesn't. Something's wrong with the setup game atlas, I guess. So I'll take a look at that. Just gonna take a quick break, but I'll be back to finish that up. Just have to take a quick break, so I'll be right back. out. I think probably that setup game atlas is the wrong name, right? Because we changed the name. Yeah, it's supposed to be just setup game 0. So I'm going to delete this. We'll go back here and fix this TPS thing to go to the right place. Setup game 0. And then under resources atlas, yeah, so it's just the wrong file name, I think. Excuse me. All right, so back to new game screen. Just want to make sure our hero shows up. Yeah, there he is. Very nice. He did. And the variant, perfect. Obviously, I can improve those graphics, but they're fine for right now, aren't they? Let's just call this add icon. Okay, so I'm going to stage all of these things so they can go up to the GitHub. Add sample resources. Push up. So that's going to be it for today. Let's take a look. Hopefully I'm not killing OBS doing this. A little bit. It's almost done. Yeah, it's not that much. What is it? Like 17 megs. So back here, improving the simple project, added resources. I still have to add the random unit test class. I'll do that later. And yeah, I'm not going to publish this to Steam or make it available just yet because I think it has some of those changes that require new stuff from the update. But that will be soon. I'll get that. I'll add a tick here to make available on Workshop because right now it's hidden. Yeah, so I'll update that, make it available in the Workshop so people can see it there and access it from there. Because you can always install it and then like play with it from there. All right, excuse me. So that is going to be it, I think, for today. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Licky00, yes. Breaks are important. So we'll see you all next time. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.